December 5th, 1945. A routine training flight leaves Naval Air Station Fort Lauderdale. 5 TBM Avenger torpedo bombers lift into a clear winter sky, each with 3 men aboard: pilots, gunners, radio men. 14 young sailors and Marines in all. Their leader, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, a veteran pilot. Their mission: simple navigation practice. Fly east, drop practice bombs on the shoals called Hens and Chickens, then loop back and return over Florida. At 2:10 p.m. they take off. By 3 o'clock, the flight has completed the first leg. The practice bombing goes as planned. From the ground, it looks ordinary. From the air, routine. But on the next leg, the ordinary begins to unravel.
I don't know where we are.
A single line, small, human, that marks the turn from exercise to emergency. Minutes later, Taylor radios a chilling report.
Both my compasses are out.
He tells base he's trying to find Fort Lauderdale. He says he's over land, the Florida Keys. The truth is otherwise. The 5 Avengers are far to the northeast, over open ocean. Confusion grows. Course changes are ordered, voices overlap. At 4:24 p.m., convinced they're lost in the Gulf, Taylor gives a fateful command.
A course northeast.
A frustrated reply cuts in.
Damn it, if we would just fly west, we would get home.
Night falls. Radio voices report fuel running low. By 6 in the evening, with daylight gone, Taylor tells his men what many fear.
We'll have to ditch unless landfall. When the first plane drops below 10 gallons, we all go down together.
After that, static. No more contact. When darkness came down, the Navy launched search planes. In an instant, the routine exercise has become a desperate hunt. A Martin PBM Mariner flying boat is sent to help. Witnesses later see a fireball in the sky and an oil slick on the sea. The Mariner goes down. 13 crew lost. Then, the next morning, hundreds of Navy, Coast Guard, and Army aircraft fan out, covering nearly 300,000 square miles of ocean from Florida's coast to the open Atlantic. Wreckage, bodies, any sign of the 5 Avengers. Nothing. A Navy Board of Investigation met on December 10th. Members were bluntly baffled. Initial drafts pointed to navigation error and ditching in darkness. But after appeals from Taylor's family, the final report offered only 3 words that would echo for decades: causes or reasons unknown. From that uncertainty grew stories, and later, legends. Flight 19 became woven into the lore of the Bermuda Triangle. Writers and popular culture reached for dramatic explanations. Whirlpools, rogue waves, magnetic anomalies, even extraterrestrial abduction. It made for headlines and for film. But the archival record is quieter and more human. Archivists and historians who've studied the files emphasize what we actually know. The 5 Avengers vanished. 14 men were lost. The weather that day worsened into heavy cloud and gusting winds beyond the conditions briefed. Radio and compass problems were reported. Taylor's pilots were tired. Some had flown earlier missions. One pilot had even opted not to fly that day, saying simply,
"I just decided I didn't want to fly."
Taken together, the most likely answer is not miraculous, but tragically ordinary. Navigation error compounded by bad weather, failing instruments, human fatigue, and the unforgiving night. Most investigators believe the Avengers probably flew until their tanks ran dry and ditched together somewhere 100 to 150 miles east of Florida. If so, their planes rest on the ocean floor to this day. Despite later searches and discoveries of other wrecked Avengers in Florida waters, none of that wreckage has ever been conclusively tied to Flight 19. The lack of closure, more than the lack of a mechanical explanation, is what haunts us. Families wanted answers. Fellow servicemen wanted to know. The Navy wanted to explain. 80 years on, Flight 19 is at once a historical mystery and a reminder. Even the simplest missions can turn to tragedy, and the sea keeps its own counsel. The mystery grew into myth because it needed to give shape to loss that otherwise had no shape. We may never know every detail, but we can remember the men who took off that December afternoon, their names, their faces, their courage, and honor them not with conspiracy, but with truth. They were sailors, doing their duty, caught by a night that would not let them home. If you've been moved by the story of Flight 19, remember that history is not only built from answers, but from the courage of those who ventured into the unknown. Their legacy endures in every search for truth, every question we still dare to ask. Thank you for joining us on this journey into one of aviation's most enduring mysteries. Until next time, keep your eyes on the horizon and your mind open to the stories still waiting to be found.